if you can hear us, that what your real work is to understand that the stream is flowing, and we're going to do our best sales job ever to help you understand that it is flowing and that it is flowing on your behalf. The stream is flowing, and if you will stop trying so hard to go in opposition to the stream, if you'll just relax, off you'll go. And we've got to say to you, no matter how you're living in this physical world experience, that still is the way we see it. The stream is so powerful, it insists that you go with it. You have to work very hard not to, and when you do, that stream will beat you up pretty good. So next time you feel negative emotion, stop and say to yourself, clearly, my life has caused me to become something that right now I'm not letting myself become. This ornery streak that I've been on, or this depression, or this anger, this whatever this negative emotion is my indicator that I'm holding on to some criteria and using it as my excuse to push against the current. And we say, friends, you can't win. You can't win against that current. It is the inevitable thing. When you croak, it's going to take you right into bliss. Why hold out until then? Why not just let loose and let the stream carry you into all of the things that you have been asking for? If you're a surfer and you're paddling out, you're watching for that wave, that current. And your favorite thing is to get right on the crest of that wave and ride that. And when you do it a time or 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 or 40 or 50, you feel it as such the predominant thing that you're reaching for that you don't even mind the time that you're paddling to get into the current. And what we're wanting you to understand is that you can reach this place where life can cause you to ask for something beyond where you are, but in your knowledge of the law of attraction, and in your knowledge of this current, and in your knowledge of your worthiness, and in your ability to apply the techniques that cause you to relax and go with the current, you can reach the place where life will cause you to ask and you'll relax right into what you've asked for, and life will cause you to ask and you'll relax right into what you've asked for. And those watching you will say, how is it that you live so well? How is it that it seems that you barely get an idea of something that you prefer, and circumstances and events arise in order to accommodate you? And you might explain to them, well, I finally came back round to remembering who I am. I remember that I was source energy before I got here, and that I am good. And I remembered that I came into this environment because I wanted the contrast to help me to finely tune the specifics of the life that I want to live. And I remembered that source energy would be right there with me, calling me toward it. And most of all, I figured it out finally that it's good to feel good. I don't know when I let go of that. It seems so screwy to me now. But finally, I care infinitely about how I feel. And so I have a new mantra you'll tell your friends who are watching you with amazement. And this is the mantra that we want you to pick up and carry with you all the rest of the days of your physical life. I'm going to reach for the best feeling thought I can find from where I am right now. Not the best thought I've ever thought, and not the best feeling I've ever felt, but from where I am right now, wherever I am in this stream, because of whatever it is that life is bringing to me, from wherever I am right now, I'm going to relax and let myself turn and go with the current. And as that is your determination, it is our promise to you that this stuff that is amassed for you in vibrational escrow will begin flowing into your experience at an unprecedented rate. But friends, you will never empty out the account, because life will cause you to keep putting more into it. And the bigger your life is and the more you flow to it, the bigger the current, the stronger the current, the stronger the current, the more your emotions will feel. Sometimes people will say to us, Abraham, is it normal for all hell to break loose in one's life when they begin doing this work? And we say, yes. And the reason is because as you begin thinking more about what you want, as you begin being more deliberate in your thought, you begin to let the current go faster and faster and faster and faster. And a car that's going 100 miles an hour, when you hit a tree, it's a bigger problem than a car that's going 5 miles an hour. And so you've got your energy moving pretty fast. And it's time for you to relax and allow yourself to go with the stream.
Grand evening. One moment. Grand evening. Welcome to Tranquil Thursdays. Today we're going to start off a little bit different. And in a moment here, we're going to do some Reiki drumming. Just bear with me a second. One moment in time. I appreciate your patience. So today, instead of our dance that we normally do, I decided that it was beneficial for the collective to have some Reiki drumming. So I'm going to do some Reiki drumming for us. Not only me, but many people I've spoken to have been going through major releases in the past couple of weeks. The energy shifts that are impacting all of us can be felt by all of us. So one of the most important things to do is to align yourself, to balance and ground, and to align your chakras. So this is my healing drum. It is infused with different levels of Reiki energy, as well as channeled energy from all of our guides. And so we're going to do a quick toss through our chakras. And we're going to start with our crown chakra, and then we're going to move down our bodies. So what happens for you being on the other side of the screen, whether you're watching the recording or you're here live with me, is that you can just close your eyes, sit for a moment. You can have your eyes open, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then we're going to go through the chakras. And this energy is going to be transmuted to you to clear anything that no longer serves you, to balance and align your chakras, because what we have here is each chakra system has its own spin. And if you're spinning at the opposite angles or the opposite direction, or you have, blocks in the spin, it affects your whole energy system. It affects your life, your energy, your mental, emotional, physical. So Reiki drumming on the chakras balances you. It releases stuff that's holding there that you may not even know is holding there, and is interrupting your flow and interrupting what works for you in your chakra system. So we're going to do a little bit of Reiki drumming. We're going to start with the crown chakra. I'm going to move up to the soul star chakra, which is the chakra above the crown here, and then we're going to go to the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root. So we're going to begin. So if you want to sit quietly in a comfortable position, you can intake the energy that way. If you want to watch, you can do that as well. Either way, you're getting transmuted and alchemized with me as I move through the chakras. we've done there is we have now balanced and aligned our chakras together, which is a powerful release for our systems. We all need different levels of release depending on how we hold and house the energy that is given to us, because what we have and what we possess is a toroidal flow of energy. A toroidal flow is, like in through the crown, down through all the chakras, out through the feet, into Mother Earth, down to the grounding chakra, up again through. So it's a consistent flow of energy. And the way we pick up energies from our friends, our family, our teams, our work, from the television, from social media, from all these different aspects, it is an important process to be able to have an outlet for that energy. How do you release the energies that you're picking up? Today's Tranquil Thursday is going to be about reflection and surrender. So, the things that I've learned in the last handful of years are a lot of the things, not really, because a lot of them I've learned from many, many, many years. The last 4 years, I'd say almost exactly 4 years, have been knee deep in working on consistency, the building of my own self-development, intentional behaviors, conscious choices, of choosing myself first, because you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. It's just like every morning how we implement our routines. A lot of people who may be watching this are within my company. We're very heavily into personal development and creating a morning routine for yourself. All of the millionaires and billionaires speak on how the key to their success is their morning routine. I call mine my rising ritual. And you can name it whatever you like to name it, but the whole idea of it is choosing you first, no matter what. A lot of people, the first thing they do is they grab a hold of their phone and they're scrolling, checking the messages that they got when they were asleep. And that starts your day off with a certain energy field, because you're intaking all these different energies before you've had a chance to settle your energy, come back into your physical realm, because as we sleep, we're traveling. Come back into your physical vehicle and give yourself a start for the day. So through these last 4 years, there have been, a lot of reflection points and things that were character building and challenging. It's not like, oh yeah, I had a 2-hour morning routine and I started like that and it was the easiest thing ever. And, these pieces of reflection are so important, because to look back and be able to celebrate yourself is a really big deal. Just look at yourself 1 year ago. Just feel that energy for a moment. What comes through for you when you think of yourself a year ago? That reflection and that ability to look at oneself is a big piece of being able to deal with the challenges that arise throughout this whole existence, because none of us are immune to the challenges. None of us are immune to the things that take us over, the things we allow to harm us detrimentally when it comes to our energy. There have been so many different challenges that I've faced, and a lot of people say, oh, well, warrior spirit, like, it looks like you just have the easy time of it, and it looks like you just make it so simple. Sometimes it can look that way on social media, but the deeper we go together and the more that we're able to show the true pieces of the difficulties as well as all of the amazing pieces, that's where the integration can become, and where we can recognize that, people who are instant successes, nothing is an instant like that. That they took years and years of working on themselves to reach that pinnacle moment. And, I wrote some things down here as a list of challenges to go over, to speak to you on how it's understandable, all of the different pieces that you may be moving through during these challenging times. One of the first ones that I went through was imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is your brain, which we've talked about on previous Tranquil Thursdays, about how your brain is a computer. This computer has been programmed from birth, from our parents, our friends' parents, our teachers, the news, the newspapers, the magazines, just constant input, especially in this day and age, with the constant input that adds extra. When I grew up, we didn't have cell phones. When I was growing up, we didn't have, these technological advancements that are excellent, but also alter our energy systems. So imposter syndrome, it was me saying, well, who am I to do these things that God has placed in my heart? I downloaded a vision years ago, and I was asking God over and over again, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this, God? But through your own personal development and recognition of who you really are, and owning and stepping into your power, which is a process. It's all a spiritual practice. Practice makes perfect, which is an everyday endeavor for all of us. But imposter syndrome comes through, and it's our brains and what has been implemented and implanted into our program that says we're not good enough. It says, who are you to do these things? Who do you think you are? You're this, you're that, you're this, you're this, you're that. And all of the things that were told to us that were negative or harmful or hurt us from even our parents. They didn't have a manual, just like we don't have a manual. So if we can look at them as things that, like, they did the best that they could, but there are still things that are implanted in our minds from our mothers and fathers, from, which is in our close family unit, whoever lived in our home growing up, our brothers and sisters, and those voices come back to you because it runs on a cyclical loop within the computer program. It's auto response. And us as beings here now, with more awareness as we move into the different dimensional lines, our awareness has increased. If you look around, you see so much more spiritual balance, so much more investing in self all around. If each of you look at your friends and family and the people who are around you, you can sense the change as we move into these new patterns. I went through challenges with feeling with the burning at the stake mentality, because personally I know that I've lived different lives, and that mentality of being a witch, what they labeled as witches were the mystics, the gurus, the healers, the ones who were here to change the negative energy of our integrated planet. So being that mentality of, like, Tranquil Thursday, for example, and meditation mornings, before I started this, I was encouraged by my team to start Tranquil Thursday, to speak the messages to the people that I can speak and help, teach. Because when you learn, the next step in leadership and servant leadership is to teach everyone everything you've learned, so that they can do the same things you've done, so that they can break through their patterns like you've broke through patterns. And I know each and every one of you has gifts and an integral purpose to the grid that we have existing here. Each one of us are one consciousness together. And each one of us, if you look at it like, hold on, like this flower of this seed of life, for example, right? This is the seed of life. It's a sacred geometric symbol. Each one of us are a point on the map where the lines integrate, each tiny little space, and this goes out for infinity. As we move together and learn these concepts and work on understanding them, not just hearing them, because, like, the more that you can work through the concepts, the more that you can realize that applying the knowledge is power. You can have all the knowledge and learn and learn and learn, but if you're not using it and applying it in your everyday life, it's not going to help you. I've been through major depressions since I was a child. Ever since I was young, I knew that I had a mission here. And it hurt me to feel the pain that is constantly being felt around in all the people and all the things that are occurring in this world. Now, at this point in time, I've gotten to a point where I recognize the difference between assigning good and bad and realizing that all the things that occur, when you assign it something, then that's what you're going to experience. Everything is made from your computer. So if you're going to assign it, oh man, this was a terrible thing that happened. The more you think on that and feel into that energy, the more that you recognize your vibration goes lower and lower and lower. Anxiety is us living too much in the future. Depression is us living too much in the past. And if you study, say, Hinduism, for example, Hinduism is one of the oldest religions known to man. If you study these people and the masters of said religions, they all speak on the same realm of things, even though they use different terminologies. It's just like a name, for example. God, universe, source, creator, great spirit, the most high. I mean, I can go on and on. Yahweh, I can go on and on with the different names. And it's, oh, Layla, I was crying. It's all the same energy, the same incarnation. Just like my name. My name is Michelle. My name is Michelle Merced. I don't really love the name and I don't resonate with it. And warrior spirit has now become an energy for me. And also, recently, I've been thinking about my name in general. And what does it mean to me? And what incarnation and what vibration do I want to sit within? People question me and they say, do you want to be in a warrior, always fighting? And that's not what it means to me and what I align with. Warrior spirit, I am a warrior of love. The warriors of love are some of the most powerful earth angels here to bring that love into the mainstream, hold it in our hands, and spread it out to all those around us, no matter if they treat us like shit, no matter if they reject us, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, because guess what? You're me, and I'm you. And all of us are the incarnations of one consciousness, one star. So how dare I be mean to you or treat you like shit or hurt you intentionally or any of these things, give you a shitty attitude. I mean, we're all human and at times these things come out and we have to deal with them as we come. I'm not immune from that. There are times where I'm triggered and then it's just a matter of through these processes, handling your triggers much quicker and much smoother and being able to manage that energy in a different way. Heartbreak, I've been through challenges of heartbreak. I've been through the heartache and heartbreak through this consistency and through these intentional behaviors and self-development, personal development, spirituality, all these different names for the same thing. I've been through these challenges. I broke up out of a 12-year relationship that we had an excellent relationship, but as we were growing separately, and there were some catalysts at the end of the relationship that really catapulted me one way and her another. I've been through heartaches and heartbreaks since that breakup. I've been through rejection after rejection after rejection. And the key to that is recognizing that when someone is rejecting you or you're feeling that energy of separateness, that it's a reflection of them on how they're treating you. And it's also for you to reflect on yourself on why is it you're feeling that rejection? And within this personal development space, we speak heavily on rejection just being redirection. And it's very true. Because moving from duality into a state of neutrality and realizing all things work in our favor, that rejection could have saved your life. And in your mind, you say, oh, well, I really loved her. I thought she was so cute. I really wanted to be with her forever. I thought I was going to be with her forever. You don't have control over these things. So keep that in mind about rejection, because I know, especially in my business space, we witness and move through so much rejection, attempting to find the right placements, the right people who are you listening to? You're going to listen to people who have the results that you would like, people who have the lifestyle you would like to live, people who do the things that you see yourself moving into doing. You know, I've been working through super challenges on limiting beliefs. Again, implanted. Who are you? Somebody who grew up in these little tenement apartments in Coram, Long Island. Who are you to change the world? Who are you to spread your message? These things are running tracks from teachers. I can remember pivotal points of my youth where a teacher said something to me and it changed my whole course of existence. Can you imagine? One person says something to you and it changes your entire course. We've got to house our own power so things like that don't occur. Standing and housing in your own power. I've dealt with major traumas and them hitting me in my chest and having to reverse engineer through my old past traumas in order to release them, process through them, change them, because you can go back into your timeline and alter the course of your own timeline. And I've spoken this before. I had a breakthrough on architecture, because we are the architects of our lives. Through working with Nick, who is the head of, he's the head of SWS, which is our team, Sovereign Wealth Society. Working through some traumas and old paradigms with him, I was able to recognize some things that happened when I was young, because I really desired to be an architect. That was my dream. And up until about 9th grade, I was on course to do that. I had all straight A's, and I was, no matter what was happening at home, no matter if I didn't have this or that, no matter what was going on in my home life, my mother said, you will do school and you will do it well, or you won't do anything. And she is a little spitfire. She is for real. So having to move through pieces like that as well, I wanted to be an architect. A teacher, to make a really long story short, a teacher told me that I would never be an architect with my math skills, even though all the way up until that point I had straight A's. So I had a very big reaction in class, which changed the course of how I could participate in certain programs in school. And that day in class, when she told me I was not going to be an architect, that was the last day I thought I could be one. So imagine, even now, the way that our energy is, it's so supple and inviting. Energy transfer is easy. It's like bing, 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 bing. Just like all of you guys who are here right now, I can feel you strong. I can sense the differences between your energy fields, and I can pick up things that you're feeling and thinking about. So working through your old traumas, and you can go back, and what I did was I reverse engineered. I went back to that time, to that class, to that moment. And when she said that I would never be an architect, my new reaction that I implanted was that I recognized in that moment that she was just trying to push me harder into the direction of where I really truly belonged. no matter if she said it the way I desired her to say it or not. And then I recognized through working with and speaking with Nick that I'm the architect of my life. Each one of you are the architects of your life. We work alongside God, universe, source, creator, great spirit. We are co-creators in this existence. And if you want to get even deeper into that concept, don't come for me, but you are God and God is you because of the existence of this energy right here. We are all one consciousness with the greatest consciousness. I've been through old paradigms, which is your belief systems. I've been through failure after failure, falling on my face, and still being able to move and fail forward through personal development and spirituality and getting closer to my creator and the energy of fueling that vibration on a daily basis. I've been through major weight loss. I was 400 pounds in 2020. And I was smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I was smoking weed all day long just to numb the pain that I was feeling on a constant basis. The only thing that changes from that until this is a simple decision. A decision of enough is enough. And that reflection is huge because we all have pivotal moments in our lives. Pivotal moments that guide us to go where we need to go and be with the people who we need to be with. Life is not designed to be easy, but it is simple. There are universal laws that if we can live by those universal laws, that is what creates for us. That is how we utilize the focus and concentration of our attention. I will say that over and over and over again until it hits some pivotal point in your mind frame where you can start to utilize it for you. The focus and concentration of your attention is how you create. If you're having a bad day, you assigned it, number one, the first thing you did was you assigned it in your mind as a bad day. This happened, that happened, this happened. Oh, what's going to happen next? Right there is a point of creation. When you say what's going to happen next and you have this is a bad day energy, your focus and your concentration of your attention is on, what's going to happen next? I've had a shitty day so far. What's going to happen to me? What do you think is going to occur for you? Releasing resistance of our own vortex is a big piece of things. A lot of people talk about how you gotta sacrifice this and that and this and this and this and that, and it's spiritual weight placed on you. Yes, sacrifice is important. So is self-care. If you are in your flow and your ability opens up, your energy opens up, and you're able to truly get into the flow of energy on what you're creating, you don't have to sacrifice every little thing. You don't have to work and work and work and work until you can't breathe anymore. You can set a course, set an intention, and work toward that course. And due to the compound effect and the universal law, what you set into motion will be. The law of attraction paired with the law of vibration are literally two of the top most important pivotal laws in the universe. For many, many years, I was just wrapped up in the law of attraction, and I was missing the piece of the vibration. I was also missing the feeling is the secret. So there are all different ways we can get to the point that we want to be at and want to reach. But the law of attraction paired with the law of vibration brings a calmness to what's occurring. When you're in flow, it's a calm feeling. It's not a fighting. It's not a back and forth between, how much can I get done? And how much can I shove into this time frame? You're putting resistance in your vortex. Embodying the being that you are here and now is a big piece of things too. Who are you? These are really important reflective questions. And a question like, who are you? You have to ask yourself these questions on a regular basis. Neno Torres, he's very big on evaluations. I evaluate myself once a month with the 3 questions that I was taught by him. What did I do well this month? What didn't I do well this month? And what can I do better next month? These monthly evaluations give you a chance to really reflect on yourself, and also gives you time to celebrate you. Because without that celebration and that joy feeling and that rooted in excitement, you're not going to be able to move forward in what you're creating. Because if it doesn't bring you that light, doesn't bring you that joy and excitement and fluidity of energy, then you're not in the right space. I'm sorry to be the one to say so. Embodiment is a big piece of things. People say you're not your mind, you're not your body, you're not this, you're not that. When in reality, you're all of the pieces together. You are your mind, you are your body, you are your internal self, you're your higher self, you're your God self. All of these different selves, you're your ego self, your inner child, all of these different selves meld into one being and integrate. But that takes work to integrate all beings. You got it. Let me just see if I got everything. I'm not even looking at my notes here. And that brings me to the responsibility of things. People are like, I say we have to take 100% responsibility for every single thing that's going on in our lives. From our personal close life to the outer rings of life too. People say, well, why am I responsible for all the murder out there? How am I responsible for these horrible defamations of character that are going on? How am I responsible for the horrible things they're saying on the news? This is your world. We are a web of intricacies together, but this is your world that you are experiencing through all of us. If this is your world, that means that everything you see and witness has been created by you. No matter the level of horribleness to the level of greatness and everything in the middle. Because again, we're not talking about duality any longer. These things, to move into neutrality, is the idea of being able to recognize that every single thing is you. And when you start to realize that, that also keys in with the focus and concentration of your attention. Because if something happens and you say, no matter what, you say, okay, this is a thing that happened. You don't have to say, oh, this is a bad thing, oh, this is a good thing, oh, this is amazing, oh, this is fabulous, oh, this is terrible. The more you assign meaning, that's the direction in which you're taking the road. So if you can take that 100% responsibility and look around, Layla agrees with me, it changes the whole scape of things. I mean, to ask yourself these deep questions and reflect on the deeper the question, our hearts and our minds find a chemical connection. Come here. A chemical connection. And that chemical connection is energy being transmitted. So when we work to connect our minds and hearts on what we desire, how we want to move, what we want to do, that electrical connection transmits to all those around us and all the things around us. And the more that we heal traumas and old paradigms and different pieces of our own psyches, the more it bursts all of these different pieces. You may not notice it right away, or you may, because a lot of us in this day and age, they expect miracles, and to them, a miracle is them being able to change the whole scape of the world in 30 days. But look at us as beings. You are electrical and filled with water. Think on that for a while. Like in this incarnation, what happens if you add electric to water? So imagine you as a being being electrical and full of water. What that chaos energy can even look like, and what can be created by it. You are an immaculate creature. You are a unique piece of this grand star that we are. The fabric of the universe could not exist if it wasn't for your specific light point. So you need to start thinking of yourself that way, as an integral piece of the fabric of the universe. That everything you do, everything you say, everything you think affects the greater whole. We would not exist here without you. So then we move into surrender. You are a beacon of knowing, as all one embrace your specific brand of light and magic. Accept you for you. Look and take that light that you have in your heart center and spread that far and wide. Each one reach one, and each one teach one. These concepts, so all of us can be illuminated as the shining star we are. And that's the key to this incarnation, is that we can assist each other in illuminating, so that all of us can illuminate at the same time. And we transcend this plane of existence once that can occur. I know that these are deep concepts, so I hope I'm not going over your head here. But this is part of the surrender. Layla, I'm almost done. Give me 1 second. Come on, baby. She likes to be involved in Tranquil Thursday every single week. So what happens through surrender? What is surrender? Is it warrior spirit? How do I surrender? What do I do? How are we doing this? What is the process of surrender? Because surrender is the key, utilizing the universal laws, especially the law of attraction, the law of vibration. And today I saw something about the law of gestation, which was a big key in too. What are ways that what does surrender mean? Surrender is that we allow grace to come over our being. We learn to take small steps as we begin to shift our orientation towards that surrender. Surrender is practicing patience for what you desire to create. Delayed gratification is a much more exciting thing than to get everything you want right away. This world would be boring if you could. And there would be no point, because we're here to learn these lessons. Silence and time alone is a way to move into surrender. the more you can get quiet with yourself, the more you can open up pieces of your fabric and your makeup that make you uniquely, energetically you. And that helps along with the momentum of creation. Relax whenever possible. And I know everybody's going to be like, oh, relax. Oh, no, I don't have time to relax. Relaxation is an internal feeling. It doesn't necessarily have to be an action that's outwardly. Relaxation can be, listening to peaceful music while you're doing your work. Relaxation can be taking deep breaths through a stressful moment. Then you can also do many different ways of relaxation. You can take walks, you can, meditate, you can do outwardly physical things as well. Being grateful for all things is a direct route to surrender. Now, reaching that state of neutrality is huge for that focus and concentration of your attention. That energy of gratitude creates us into joy. If you can learn to be grateful for all of the pieces of your life, even if they may feel challenging, they're happening for you to learn the lessons that you contracted to learn here in this existence. And staying present in the moment is a big way to assist yourself with surrender. Staying present in the moment, and like we talked about earlier, anxiety is living too much in the future. Depression is living too much in the past. Bringing ourselves to the now moment and being able to stay present here and now. And know that you are so blessed every moment of every day. You are God's greatest creation. You are blessed and highly favored. That is the end of that. And now we are going to do a meditation on surrender before we end our call. So if you want to give me a minute, we're going to get into a comfortable position, and we're going to do a meditation. How much are you hydrating today? I know Diana's up almost done with her gallon of water for the day. Who's doing 75 hard? I'm proud of you, Diana. All right, so give me one moment. Let me put on a little music here. Try to focus and concentrate with Layla crying her little self over there. One moment. Some music on. If you want to get into a comfortable position, we're going to do a meditation. We're going to begin with our 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, hold, and slowly out through the mouth to center our being, to be open to receive. Welcome to this meditation on surrender. Find a comfortable, quiet space that you can sit or lay down. Close your eyes and continue breathing deeply. Exhaling slowly. Bring your awareness to your breath. Feel the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out, With each exhale, release any tension in your body, allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper into relaxation. Imagine a golden light surrounding you. This light represents the loving and supportive energy of the universe. As you inhale, visualize the light entering your body, filling you with warmth and serenity. Shift your focus to your thoughts. Acknowledge any words or fears that you may be holding on to. Visualize these thoughts as leaves on a river, gently floating away. Release them with each exhale, allowing your mind to clear. Let go of the need to control or fix anything in your life right now. Surrender to the present moment. Trust that the universe has a plan for you and is guiding you on your path. Bring your attention to heart center. Feel a sense of gratitude for all that you have in your life. Surrender to this feeling of gratitude, allowing it to expand within you. As you continue to breathe deeply, surrender any resistance you may have to change. Change is a natural part of life, and by surrendering to it, you open yourself to growth and transformation. Now focus on your physical body. Release any tension or discomfort you may be holding. Surrender to the sensation of relaxation and peace flowing through your body. Finally, as we come to the end of our meditation, reaffirm your trust in the universe. Take a moment to ask for guidance or clarity on any aspect of your life where you seek answers. Finally, reaffirm your trust in the universe. Know that surrendering is not a sign of weakness, but a profound act of faith. When you surrender, you allow the universe to work in your favor. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, you can open your eyes. And carry this sense of surrender and trust with you throughout your day, your week, your month, your year. Namaste. Thank you for meditating with me today. And we are going to end with the Lakota prayer to the four directions. You're going to rub your hands together, activating your heart chakra and your hand chakras. Place them in the heart center. Spirit keeper of the east, brother eagle, be with me. Fly high as you carry my prayers to the Creator. May I have eyes as sharp as yours, so I am able to see truth and hope on the path I have chosen. Guide my step and give me courage to walk the circle of my life with honesty and dignity. Spirit keeper of the south, wolf, be with me. Help me to remember to love and feel compassion for all mankind. Help me to walk my path with joy and love for myself and for others. The four-leggeds, the winged ones, the plants, and all of creation upon Mother Earth. Show me it is right for me to make decisions with my heart, even though at times my heart is hurt. Help me to grow and nurture my self-worth in all ways. Spirit keeper of the West, brown bear, be with me. Bring healing to those I love and to myself. Bring into balance the physical, mental, and spiritual so I am able to know my place on this earth. Heal my body, heal my mind, and bring light and joy and awareness to my spirit. Spirit keeper of the North, white buffalo, be with me. As each day passes, help me to surrender with grace the things of my youth. Help me to listen to the quiet and find serenity and comfort in the silences. Give me wisdom so I'm able to make wise choices on all things which are put in front of me. And when my time for my change of worlds comes, let me go without regrets for the things that I neglected to do as I walked my path. Mother Earth, thank you for your beauty and for all that you have given me. Remind me never to take more than I need. Remind me to always give back more than I take. Creator, it is I. Thank you for today's sunrise, for the breath of life within me, and for all of your creations. Creator, hear my prayer, honor my prayer, and so it is. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Tranquil Thursday, and have an awesome night.